Hello everyone, I'm back again with another thread response, and this one's going to be for Bryan at the Embryonic Robot. There's been a thread going around about album covers that do not necessarily match the title of the album, and so that's what I'm going to be showing here on Northern Vinyl Guy. Stay tuned and we'll see you on the flip side. Hello everyone, Daryl the Northern Vinyl Guy, and as I mentioned, I am doing another thread response. I don't know what it is, I just love doing the thread responses. I've mentioned that before, and Bryan at Embryonic Robot, I'm sure if you're subscribed to my channel, lots of you have already seen plenty of these responses. I haven't really watched too many of the response videos themselves, so I don't know if any of these have been shown, but basically, the concept is simple. If you want to try it out yourself, if you haven't done so already, find albums in your collection in which the cover art does not match the title of the album. And so, yeah, I've got, I wouldn't say all of it, but quite a bit of Canadian content here on this video. And so, yeah, I thought that this was a fun one. And possibly in my next video or a few videos from now, there's another kind of not a rebuttal, but an inspiration set of videos of album covers that do match the title. So yeah, here we go. These are the ones. I've got 10 or 12 here, can't remember. So thanks Bryan for putting this one out, and if you haven't checked out Bryan's channel, I will leave a link to his channel down below. And so yeah, without further ado, here we go. So starting off with some Canadian content, a soft pop band from the 1970s called A Foot in Cold Water. And this is their album All Around Us. Yeah, it is literally the logo of the band, A Foot in Cold Water. There is no, band members on this cover, nobody surrounding them. I do not understand the all around us part of this. And if we check the back of the album, it's just the band itself. So there's nobody surrounding them. And this band was known for their one track, Make Me Do Anything You Want. Slow, mellow, make-out music, 1970s. So All Around Us is literally just the album, or the band logo. Now heading down under to Australia, I'm a huge fan of this band. Speaking of soft pop and all that kind of stuff, Air Supply. But this one here is called The One That You Love. And it's literally a photo of a hot air balloon. I mean, maybe inside the hot air balloon is the person that he's in love with, but if I go closer, I mean, I don't even see a person in the hot air balloon. So the one that you love seems to be misplaced in this. It's just literally a hot air balloon. And then once again, like A Foot in Cold Water, it is just the band on the backside. But, the title track is pretty good. Let's see here. Here I Am is the other big track that was on this. So, yeah, I'm a fan of Air Supply, but the cover does not match the title. And speaking of bands that I really like, in fact, it's my favorite American band, at least from the 1980s that I can think of. And in the past, I've done like even, video or album reviews of this band. And it's Bruce Hornsby and the Range and their album Scenes from the South Side. So maybe the picture is taken in the South Side. I'm not sure. It's just the band members on there. when you think of scenes from the South Side, maybe you're thinking of I don't know, a crime scene or something along those lines, but definitely not a picture of the band. And even if it is taken in the South Side, where in the South Side, what city? Look out any window, the Valley Road. The Show Goes On, which is from the Backdraft soundtrack, and of course a cover of Huey Lewis and the News' Jacob's Ladder is on here. I mean, maybe the back of the cover is a scene from a southern part of the town or the city or the state. But even there, it really does not match the album title, Scenes from the South Side, Bruce Hornsby and the Range. Now, back in the 1980s, and even my own kids have played with these objects, yo-yos, flicking them around and things like that. So when you think of an album title, Yo-Yo, you would think that there would be a picture of a yo-yo, but no, Bourgeois Tag, another band from the 1980s, I don't know, one-hit wonder. I Don't Mind at All is the name of the song, but this does not scream yo-yo. It screams just kind of a weird picture of the band, 1980s, maybe new wave synth, soft pop, that kind of thing. But it doesn't scream yo-yo. And then even on the back side of it, they are not holding a yo-yo in their fingers. It is just that trippy looking 1980s stuff. So yeah, no yo-yo here. No yo-yo for you from Bourgeois Tag. And, epic bands, 1980s. Everybody would know Culture Club. But I don't know what it is with the Culture Club. We all know that Boy George kind of has an ego, wants to be seen, wants to be shown. But I think most of the album covers that Culture Club ever did just have Boy George on the cover. And Kissing to Be Clever is no different than any of the other ones. So there's Boy George. Doesn't look very clever. Kind of looks, I don't know, angered even in a way. He's not kissing anything. So yeah, I mean, I guess the boy-girl symbol here. Not quite sure why it's called Kissing to Be Clever. It's got I'll Tumble For You on here. Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? Those are some of the key tracks. On the back side, once again, just members of the band. Nobody's kissing to be clever. Mismatched album title for sure. Now heading back to Canada, Heartthrob, not Bryan Adams, although I probably could have shown a few of his album covers for this. But why don't we go with Corey Hart's Fields on Fire? Yeah, there's a field, some trees, looks pretty dead, but I don't see where the fire is. Maybe Corey Hart is, I don't know, looking for the fire. Maybe he's staring at it. Maybe the fire is off in the distance. But once again, if you scroll far enough and look on the horizon, there's no fire. So Fields of Fire, definitely a mismatched album title. I Am By Your Side, a cover of Elvis's Can't Help Falling in Love. Broken Arrow is on here. Yeah, no fire in that field. Sticking to Canada, I've talked about this musician and his band in the past, and in fact I've shown this as kind of a really strange cover. Paul Jans, of course, went solo after leaving this band, Deliverance, which was more of a familial band with his brothers and whatnot. But they did an album. Their last album was called Tightrope. Had a minor hit in Canada, Leaving LA. Kind of reminds me of the Bee Gees in a way, soft pop. But when I think Tightrope, I think the circus. I think tightrope walkers. I don't think some random person's head with a bunch of butterflies swarming him. Yeah, no tightrope there. And what do you know? A picture of the band on the back. Kind of seeing a bit of a theme here. So there we go. Deliverance and Tightrope, not matching the album title or cover. I've got 4 more here. One of the greatest music performers of all time. I would find it hard to find somebody that doesn't like this musician. Elton John, very, very popular. But his album Ice on Fire. No fire and no ice. So, a little confusing there. Now, there was one hit from this, Nikita, from the 1980s. My eyes are not able to see the year. 1985. Ice on Fire, Nikita. And, well, here we go. Maybe on the backside, I think maybe there's some ice. I'm not sure what that is. He's holding, maybe there's a little bit of fire there. But it's not on the front cover. So, yeah, it's not matching in that particular case. Ice on Fire, Elton John. Now, one of my favorite male musicians from Canada, if not my favorite one. I'm a completist, pretty much have all his vinyl records. Gino Vanelli out of Montreal, Quebec. And his album Black Cars. Yep, there's Gino in a black, maybe a blackish gray suit. But there are no cars, no black ones. It's a great song, great title track. And the back is no different, no cars on there. But this has Hurts to Be in Love, Just Emotion Away, Black Cars. One of my favorite 80s Gino Vanelli albums, but definitely a mismatched album, cover to title, Black Cars. 2 more to go. Canadian band, we have all heard of Tom Cochrane, Life is a Highway, things like that. Belonged to a band, Red Rider, in the 1980s. I know that my buddy Rob from Northern Revolutions, he's going to love this. This is probably one of his most hated album covers ever. Thinks it's one of the worst covers that was ever made. Doesn't understand it. And that is As Far as Siam. With the pink glow and the pinkish, reddish, yellowy, orange sun. But nothing about Siam. I mean, Siam was, country in Southeast Asia. Not even a map of the country on here. No cities of Siam. No cultural pictures of Siam. It literally is just a pink sun. And shocker, there's Red Rider, the band on the back. Lunatic Fringe is the big hit from this one. Great album, but doesn't make any sense with the album cover. And last but not least, I like this band. Everybody seems to like the 60s iteration. In fact, Grace Slick herself doesn't really like her 80s music, but I like the 80s music. This is not knee-deep in the hoopla. I could have showed that one too. But instead, this is their album, No Protection, Starship. It is just the band on here. When I think protection, I'm thinking police officers. I'm thinking, maybe some kind of bulletproof vest, maybe a weapon, a knife or a gun or some kind of protection. No protection. There's nothing here. And maybe that's what they were going for, is that the album has, the band members have no protection on them. I don't know, but it's a little confusing. It's just the members of the band themselves, and then the members of the bands again on the back in a pink and black checkerboard cover. Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, which is a great song, and It's Not Over Till It's Over would be the second track that was a single that gained some popularity. But there you have it. Starships, No Protection. Does not match the artwork. So there we go. I am at 14 minutes, probably more after the intro song. So, let me know your thoughts. Do you like any of these albums? What do you think of their art? Do they, maybe I'm wrong, do they match the covers? comments down below. Give me a thumbs up, click the subscribe. And until next time, which might very well be album covers that do match the art, we will see you on the flip one. Have a good one, everyone.